everyone, my name is Harsha. So in this video we are going to talk about the Bean Factory and your application context. So basically when you talk about the Spring Framework, Spring Framework is a framework of a framework. Means it provides the framework for the many frameworks like Hibernate, etc. So when you talk about this particular Spring, it provides some features like your IOC, which is your inversion of control, and your dependency injection. So this are the two main features, you can say most important feature of Spring, so which help a programmer to write the program in very efficient way. So when you talk about this particular two features or this features, it is provided by some codes which is written under the package your under your package org.springframework.bean and org.springframework.contacts. So in this two per package we have written the code, and this code is nothing but your containers which create the object, and whenever there is a requirement, in particular this object is injected or used. So you need not to create this object manually. So when you talk about this container, there is this container of two types. First one, which is your org.springframework.bean, is nothing but your bean factory, and second one, which is your org.springframework.contact, is nothing but your application context. So this particular two container is used to create the object, and whenever there is a requirement, it will put this particular object in your particular requirement, which is known as your dependency injection. So when you why we are using this particular two containers, so there should be a little bit difference between them. So let us talk about this difference between. So first, when you talk about your bean factories provide all the basic features. When you talk about your particular application contacts, it is developed, or it is an advanced version which is based on your Spin Factory. So it will provide you the advanced features as well, and as well basic feature. So you will get both the features, advanced and basic features. When you talk about the Bean Factory is used for standalone applications or your small applications. But when you talk about your particular application context, it is used for the web application modules like ROM, APS, etc. This particular Bean Factory does not have a messaging functionality. But when you talk about the application context, as it implements the messaging source interface, it has particular messaging feature. When you talk about your application context, it does not have any particular values which can provide it. So when you talk about this particular your Bean Factory, this Bean Factory is having that particular functionalities which is provided, which is used to provide that particular application. When you talk about this Bean Factory have that particular what you can say is does not have any event publication. But in your application context, you have that particular application event publication, which is provided by the interface, like it is provided by the class as event class, event management class, and the interface which is known as event publication class. Your particular event listener interface. When you talk about this particular your Bean Factory, it does not manually, you need to manually register your particular Bean post processor and Bean Factory post processor. But when you talk about the application context, you need not to register it manually. So it is automatically get registered with your bean post processor and bean post factory processor. When you talk about your bean factory, your object is created when the get bean method is called, or when there is a requirement this particular object will be created. That's why this bean factory is less require less memory, and it is called as lazy lazy. But when you talk about your application application context, it is more eager. It will create the all the object whenever the project starts, or whenever your application runs. It already created the object, and when there is a requirement, it will inject. So it will also known as eager one. Eager, it is very eager, but it requires more memories. So this is all about your bean factory and your application context.